What's going on? What's going on, everybody? And welcome to another exciting episode of the BKE podcast. I'm your host. You guys know me. If you guys haven't heard me, then you will by today. I'm your host, CJ Lord. And love is in the air, folks. You already know what it is. It is Valentine's Day weekend. So I hope you guys got your Valentine's. If not, then I'm pretty sure you're going to love on yourself. It is all right. Love self as always, right? So we got some special guests here for you today. We're going to talk about some good topics. You know, of course, it's about love, but you know, we're gonna get down to the nitty gritty. First thing first, I want to introduce the lady first. If you guys haven't heard of her, you will today. She is a proud owner and operator of one of the best baking companies that you will ever hear about, Confections by Cole. It is Miss Nick C.
Good evening, everybody.
What's up, nigga? How you doing?
What's going on, CJ? What's up?
I'm all right. Glad to have you on here. You know, we had you on here a couple of times. You know, she's also the host of the podcast Red Cup Chronicles, y'all. So, you know, definitely gonna get started back on that pretty soon, hopefully.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And we have sales coach and consultant. You guys seen him last weekend. He is known as Tavious Washington. What's up, Tavious? How you doing, man?
I'm doing fantastic, man. I can't complain.
All right, and we have this special guest. He actually took the time out of his busy schedule today to actually join us. He is an author of one of the number one bestsellers, Dating Advice 360. He is DM Woods.
What's going on, CJ? How's it going?
What's good, man? How you doing, Vina?
Man, I'm happy to be here, man. I can't wait for us to jump into it.
Man, that's what's up. That's what's up, man. You know, I'm actually glad to have you on, man. We go way back. You know, we met on Green Room. You know, we did some DJing together in the room. You know, we did have a lot of rooms open. But now we here, and I'm glad to see you, man. It's been a while. So I hope you guys are ready, right? We're gonna talk about some love, relationships, and everything else. So I hope you guys are ready. Listen, this show right here is...
Warning. The opinions expressed in this program are those of the presenter in their current state of mind, which they have the right to change at any given moment. The iRant Network and the members of the Ranters Union are not responsible for any claims made. All opinions and train of thoughts are welcomed here and protected by the First Amendment and the Ranters Union. All commentary, criticism, news reporting, research, teaching, and or scholarship of copyrighted material is protected by the Fair Use Act under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. iRant Network and the founder of the Ranters Union, Logic, aka Mr. M, recommends that you take what is said and do your own research. Read a goddamn book and form your own opinion. Furthermore, listen carefully to the ranters rant and debate their opinions and form your own conclusion. Thank you for watching this member-supported program, powered by the Ranters Union and produced for the iRant Network. Good day.
We're going to talk about some love, relationships, and everything else. So I hope you guys are ready. Listen, this show right here is where you can be the most comfortable of yourself. All right, so if you guys want to drink, you guys want to pop a smoke, you guys feel free to do that. This is not a family show, okay?
Right.
All right, so first thing first, you know, I want you guys to introduce yourself. First, we're gonna start with the lady, of course. Nick C, tell them what you're about.
Well, good evening, everybody. My name is Nick C. I am the host of the Red Cup Chronicles. We're on a little hiatus right now, but we are coming back. I'm also the owner and operator of Confections by Cole. I'm located in Pennsylvania, but I travel up and down the East Coast to deliver any of those confectionery treats that you guys like. And that's about it. I'm here to give I don't know if it's expertise or opinion, whatever you want to call it, but yeah, whatever.
All right. All right, and Tavious, man, tell them what you're about, bro.
Hey, I'm Tavious. I am the owner of Just the Middleman Marketing, which is a sales and consulting agency. And yeah, I'm just here to have fun and give a different perspective. Hopefully, this can open up some some good dialogues on this Valentine's Day weekend, with loving in the air. So it'll be fun.
All right, and Woods.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is DM Woods, an expert dating coach and also a #1 best-selling author of Dating Advice 360. Hey, at the end of the day, I love singles, and I love singles to get their dating elevated. So I'm here to talk about the tips, tricks, and hacks to take your dating experience to the next level. So let's get into it.
All right, all right. So you guys know how it is. We got the topic of the night, and our topic of the night is needs and boundaries. The love talk. What are your needs and boundaries? We're gonna get our elbows dirty a little bit later on tonight. But we also have some subtopics, and I don't have any like current event subtopics as we usually have, because like I said, this is Valentine's Day weekend, so we're gonna go in the love range today. All right, let's switch it up for y'all a little bit. But first thing first, we're gonna talk about love language. Do you know your love language? If you guys don't know the term love language, then we can definitely ask DM Woods, what is his definition of the term love language? Woods.
So love language is a awesome term that you should be familiar with. If you're not familiar with it, love language is how you prefer to receive love. There are 5 different love languages. There is words of affirmation, physical touch. You also have acts of service, quality time, and last but not least, you have receiving gifts, right? Sometimes it's always hard to forget one of them, but those particular 5 are the main ways that individuals like to receive love. You can have a main love language. You can even have backup love languages. And if you do the test will actually show you a percentage. So if it's something that you're not familiar with and you're single, I highly recommend you go online right now after the show, type in love language test, write it down on a piece of paper. If you're in a relationship or in a marriage, I recommend that you do the couples or relationship version so you can know how your partner likes to also receive love. So definitely make sure you check those out. But very important in relationships and being able to make sure a person is appreciated.
All right. Well, definitely appreciate that. Nick C, what's your definition of love language?
My definition, or what is my love language?
No, your definition of love language.
My definition would be knowing myself, knowing my partner, knowing what my partner likes, knowing his dislikes, knowing, what moves him, what motivates him, what turns him on, what turns him off, and, those things like that.
All right. And
that's my definition.
All right. And how about you, Tavious?
Yeah, I'm on the same lines as, Woods over there. It's just the way that you like to receive love, instead of everyone thinking of it as, love is this universal thing where everybody's the exact same way. It's understanding what makes me happy or what makes you happy so that you can have more fruitful, not only relationships, but more in tune with yourself and understanding what you like.
All right. Appreciate that. And let's start off with love language. Do you know your love language? And we're gonna start off with, of course, Nick C.
I do. My number 1 is acts of service. That's actually my love language. That's my spiritual gift. That's my talent. And it's not necessarily receiving acts of service, it's giving. So I am hospitable. That's my talent. I make sure everybody's comfortable. I make sure everybody's fed. And my my motto is, I might not be able to do anything else for you, but I can feed you, right? So that's the number one. And then it would be words of affirmation, right? I do not subscribe to the ideology that what's understood doesn't need to be explained. I think that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my whole entire life. Because if I ask you clearly, it is not understood, so you need to explain it to me, and I'm a communicator. So communication is also the thing. You can't shut down on me, because then I will, in my mind, I am making up 1,000,001 scenarios of why you have shut down on me. So my top 3 would be acts of service, words of affirmation, and communication. I'm not the gifts that I'm real simple. I'm the 1 rose girl instead of 12. Like, you don't got to give me 12 roses. You can take me to Barnes and Noble. If you bring me all flats and a bottle of Stella Rosa, that's it. It's on, so we good.
That's just it, huh?
That's it. All flats. I'm in love.
All right. Tavious, what about you, man? Do you know your love language?
Yes, I do. So my most dominant love language is acts of service, but on the opposite of Nick, right? I like to receive acts because the way that I am, I like to be a provider. I am one of the people who subscribe to paying all the bills. So that's why I've gotten into entrepreneurship, and that's why I work as hard as I do. I'm always looking for ways to get ahead. I'm always looking for new things to do so that mine and the people that I love's future is secured. That it does drain me because I do work. I get up at 6 sometimes in the morning, and I'm just grinding, going hard until 6, in the evening. And so I started to realize whenever I feel like someone is taking a load off my shoulder, it means the world to me. It could be something as simple as, bringing me a bottle of water, bringing me a cup of water, making me a drink like I drink, doing those things. It doesn't have to be like full-blown meals and all these eccentric things. It's whenever I feel like I have to do something and it's just alleviated from me, it just like elevates my soul. I really love acts of service. And then with my girlfriend that, I'm now living with, I thought that quality time was up there. And then once I met her, I realized physical touch is my second one. I think it goes hand in hand. You can't get quality time without them physically touching you, but she just like has this natural act to just always have her hand on me. And then when I'm like travel out for speaking gigs, I miss it. Like I can actually feel myself going, dang, I don't have a hand on my shoulder or on my leg right now, and it feels weird. So I realized that my secondary is physical touch. I don't really care for gifts. Words of affirmation are nice, but it's really acts of service and physical touch.
All right. What about you, Woods?
So it's ironic that all of your guests are acts of service. I'm acts of service as well, which you don't normally see that a lot. Acts of service just sit in the room, so that's pretty cool. My second one is also quality time, which is really, really important because my girlfriend's number one is quality time. So by default, it's very easy for me to be able to meet that expectation. Plus, my third is physical touch. Her second is physical touch. And when she's around me, I can't keep my hands to myself. So it makes it really easy to do those, right? I think acts of service is a really interesting one because it can be done in so many different ways. Sometimes people can be intimidated by acts of service, but what I would say is that communication level, hearing a person out, and as soon as you hear that they have a gap, as soon as you see where you can step in and be of assistance, that person that really likes to receive the acts of service, you're immediately going to take it to the next level for them. If they've been avoiding something and you step in and you're like, oh, I know that wasn't done. I went ahead and did that for you. You're like, oh, thank you.
Yeah, right.
I think what's really funny, though, about acts of service is this. If you step in and do something that makes a person have to step back or produce extra work, that acts of service effort can actually be taken double negatively. I don't know if you know what I'm saying, but you want to make sure that you understand exactly what that person needs and not creating another issue, especially if acts of service is their number one love language.
Right.
Yeah. For me, it's like you said, it's ironic. It is acts of service as well. You know, I just enjoy going above and beyond when I can. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, my second one is quality time. You know, I value quality time because time waits for no one at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Time waits for no one. So you got to make sure that you spend as much quality time as possible. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, even with my lady, you know what I'm saying, I try to make sure that we spend as much quality time as possible, even with both of us working and stuff like that. You know, or handling our businesses, or you know, or doing an active service. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, was sometimes you just do things just because, and you know, she'd be like, oh, you know what I'm saying, you ain't got to do it. Like she tell me all the time, like, you know, just, you know, relax a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Just like chill, you know what I'm saying? I'd be like, all right, man, all right. Then I fuck around and still do it anyway. And she be mad at me. Then she still be mad at me, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, you know, active service and quality time is definitely just like my, you know, highest on the charts. So, you know, everybody who's watching, I do want to thank you guys who are actually tuning in right now. Thank you guys for tuning in. You guys feel free to comment if you guys like. Tell me what y'all love language is, and we will definitely post that here on the show just like this. You know, Tracy says that simple. It is that simple, right? But yes, so definitely make sure you guys comment, you know, throughout the show. We love your interaction. We encourage your interaction as well. You know, any questions that you guys have for DM Woods, and I'm going to give him a floor a little bit and talk a little bit about his book. All right. Appreciate that, T. All right, so we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on a little bit. Is a question that I read, and I wanted to actually ask this question: is what's something you used to believe about relationships but no longer do? Of course, we're gonna start with the lady first. Nixie.
Oh, something I used to believe about relationships but no longer do. I don't know, because I'm old fashioned. Hey T, hey boo. I'm old fashioned. I am. I believe in courting. I believe in dating. I believe in not so much gender roles, but us doing whoever demonstrates the most, who has the most ability to do whatever it is that is going on, right? So if I'm the better cook, then I'm going to be the cook. If you're the better person with the finances, you're going to be the financier. But I don't know. Something I don't do. Give me some examples, because I don't know.
No, it's not something that you don't do. It's not something that you don't do, right?
I'll go.
It's like something you used to believe about relationships, but no longer do believe. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it could be anything, right? It could be anything. It could be, you know, oh, I used to believe that, you know, I can't be myself in a relationship. You know, that's something that you used to believe, but now, you know, you have possibly a different experience. You know, you don't believe that anymore. So that's what
I don't think it's something that I used to believe. I think it was something that was implanted in me. So, for example, the relationship that I was in, I never felt as though my feelings mattered. So, for example, if he came late, it wasn't, you know, and I got upset. It wasn't, well, why are you upset that I'm late? It was, you should be glad that I showed up. So now, and you know, after reevaluating what went wrong in that relationship, I know I can feel that way. I'm good at feeling that way. So yeah, that might be one thing. But other than that, I don't. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, all right. No, I got you. No problem. Tavious, what about you?
Wait a minute.
So one thing that I used to believe is that, you know, every every relationship had to end in marriage with kids. Like every relationship. Like if you weren't striving for marriage with kids, you shouldn't even be talking to the opposite sex. Like that's just how it was. And I grew up a Jehovah's Witness, right? So that was a huge part of it too, because sex before marriage was a big, no, right? And so as time went on, and as I've been through life and been through marriage, and now I realized that you got to kind of craft what makes you happy, not what the norm is, right? And so it's like now I chase the relationships that matter, and I chase people that I want to be in my life forever, whether it's the title or not. And then that's what I found with somebody that whether we have the ring or not, I want to spend the rest of my life, doing new experience and new memories. And we don't want kids, and it's just, that's how it is for now. And we don't have to chase that idealistic or that ideal thing. And it's not that there's anything wrong with the other side. It's that I didn't have a choice. I didn't feel like I had a choice. That's just what it is. And there's nothing you can do about it. So I think that's the biggest thing about relationships that I no longer believe.
All right. Actually, thank you for that, man. That's what's up. All right, Woods.
So I would say the biggest thing that I believed before I started this journey is that when you found someone that you liked, you had to make it work from the jump. And I really think that's a big misconception that a lot of singles are still making right now. A lot of people will accept something that's broken from jump and try to fix it. What you should be doing is vetting, asking the right questions, making sure that you and that person have compatibility, have suitability, have not just sexual chemistry, but emotional chemistry. Because we know that attraction is going to be there for the most part, right? So what so many singles have done is they've neglected the compatibility and the suitability part, enjoyed the chemistry, and then because that interaction is broken, they try to fix it. Find something that is working from jump and focus on maintaining that rather than trying to find a fixer-upper that you have to keep pouring into it. It's like your pockets having holes in it. Nah, just give me some new jeans. I'm going to be all right.
I agree.
Yeah,
I call them Build-A-Bears.
Yeah. Definitely hit it on the nose.
I
used to believe they were supposed to lay their jacket over a puddle so I could walk over it.
That's still true. Stories
I ain't did that one. I'll give you my jacket. I'll carry you over the puddle.
Yeah.
Right.
We just
can't walk around no more. You gotta go through it. Why can't we walk around?
Yeah.
How big is this puddle that I can't walk around it? That's what I want.
Yeah, like how big is the puddle though? Like is it like ankle deep? You know what I'm saying? Or it's just, heel length. You know what I'm saying?
She will definitely find out how big the puddle is when you lay your jacket over it and she walks across it. So she definitely is going to find out, because if she falls in, then
my bad.
I don't even know why they did that. That's funny.
Tracy says, I used to believe that my voice didn't matter.
I agree, Tracy. I agree.
Yeah. You'd be surprised that that's actually not the first time that I've heard that, right? There are a lot of people that are in a relationship and, and their voice didn't matter, right? So, man, it's crazy because, sometimes you feel like you can't talk to anybody because, you feel like there's nothing wrong, or you feel like, everybody's going to be all up in your business, and who wants everybody in their business, right? So, Nick C, what you got to say about this?
Definitely. I definitely understand where Tracy's coming from. Like I said, I was in a relationship. Little background about me, I date older men. When I say older, I'm talking about 7 to 10 years plus, right? That's just what I've always been attracted to. And it was more so, you shouldn't feel the way you feel because I showed up. I might not have shown up at 8 o'clock, but I showed up at 10 o'clock. And I shouldn't be mad that, even though I told you 8 o'clock, and I had to really think about that, because I'm like, why is it okay for me to accept your tardiness, but you can't accept that I feel the way I feel about you being late? Because you being late is like putting me on the back burner. You have no concept of, how I would feel if, you were late. So I had to really find myself and really be like, well, you know what? This is not what I want, and this is not where I want to be. And I want to be able to say, hey, I feel like this. Because what would happen is I was always holding in my feelings. And then we would get into an argument, and I would say, well, remember in 1993 when you was late at 10 o'clock, and he's sitting there looking at me like, wait a minute, what? 1993? I don't remember what happened yesterday. And I realized that was not healthy. It wasn't healthy for me, and it wasn't healthy for the relationship. So then I had to realize, like, yeah, I gotta start expressing myself and saying, no, that's not okay. That's not okay with me. And maybe we need to talk about it. And then I had to realize that arguing is not my forte. And what I mean by that is, because you hurt me, now I want to hurt you just as much as you have hurt me. So now I'm digging deep. Oh, your mama should have swallowed you. You look like a naked mole rat. Like, I'm just going in. So now I had to realize, okay, Nick, you need to regroup. You need to walk away. And then you need to come back and be like, hey, when you said this is how I felt. Because if not, it's ugly. And it's ugly because I want to be just as petty as the hurt that you put upon me. Because guess what? I never told you that you hurt me. So now you are a mind reader, and you know that what you did hurt me, and now I'm trying to be petty. And I just had to realize that wasn't working. That was not working.
All right, Tavious.
I forgot what the original topic was.
So
we started talking about Rufus, the naked mole rat.
As I listened to Nicole talk about the petty part of arguments, all I can think of is that's my girl. Like, right, you gotta be petty back. So I'd be like on my P's and Q's. Because that's just how she is. You just gotta. It's like, nah, you gotta understand, because you're not gonna keep doing this. You're gonna understand how it feels, so it resonates. And then once it resonates once, it's like getting spanked. You're like, all right, I don't want this again. I'm good. I got that. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. I'm on the way. So it was just funny that you said that. I was just thinking about that. So something to do with voices.
All right. Woods.
Man, I got lost in the sauce when we started talking about the naked mole rat. And when Nick C started with the 7 and 10, in my mind I heard 7D. I thought you was going up. So I was just lost, man. Nick C took me for a loop, but I love it though. I love it.
Nick C, you dating man 70 years older?
No, not 7. I'm not dating my daddy. 7 2. Oh, okay, I know. I got you. Multiple accent is getting to you guys. 7 2 tech. 7 2 tech. Yeah, not 70. No.
Let's see.
I'm not dating my daddy's friends. I'm not.
Kennedy, what up, Kennedy? How you
doing?
They
trade war stories, huh, Nick C?
Yeah, no. Because knowing my dad, he knows the man. So I can't bring him home, my dad. Like, I know it. No.
They gonna fight, for real.
Yeah, so we can't do 7D. But we could do 7.
Rufus!
You naked mole, you.
Oh, my gosh. Faith said something along the lines of what Tracy said. But she said that she thought she didn't matter in a relationship in the beginning. We had Barbie said, I thought relationships were meant to be easy. And if it requires work, then it wasn't the right match.
See, I actually thought the exact opposite.
That's a good thing, yo. It's a lot. Honestly, like I used to think similar, right? Where if I have to really work on a relationship, then it wasn't the right match, But actually, ironically, my woman now is I really had to work on it, right? I had to work on it because I had to really work on myself. I was the big part of that work. You know what I'm saying? And I'm actually happy that I've actually like took the time out and actually worked on myself and sought help, you know what I'm saying, for myself. So, I definitely encourage everybody to, please, like, you're not crazy, there's nothing wrong with you, but don't be afraid to seek help. You know what I'm saying? And we ain't saying seeking help like you cuckoo or anything, but sometimes you can't talk to family, right? So you just need to talk to somebody where you can vent and you can find out like what's going on. Or sometimes you just want to vent, and maybe when you vent, you feel better. So
but work smarter, right? Don't
there
work
you go.
hard.
There
Work
you go.
smart.
Work smart, not harder. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you said that. Thank you. Appreciate it.
When you take that last thing that she said, is I thought the exact opposite. I thought it had to be hard work, but I thought it had to be hard work to the detriment to me. Putting up with cheating, putting up with, having my hands put on me and all these different things, because I was just felt like, no, like if women are like sensitive, women are feminine. So if she's attacking me, if she's getting mad at me, if we're having these problems, I'm the leader. It's my fault. And so I always felt like, I had to go above and beyond and just keep on trying to fix it. And for something that wasn't even meant to be, put together in the first place. And so it's just like that, because I was on the complete opposite side until I realized,
right,
totally balanced where you got to work at it, but you shouldn't be the only one, right? And
right. And Brittany said, expressing your needs and expectations is absolutely essential. Yeah,
I agree.
I definitely agree on that one. Genesis said, if she comes to me about something over 20 years, I'm going to just hit the blunt, blink, look at her, and walk off and keep it pushing. Oh, Genesis.
I mean, that normally is what happens. That's why I had to learn to address it right then and there, because if I, I'm holding it in. So when something triggers me to explode, I'm bringing up everything. Like that time we went to your mama's house and the potato salad was nasty. I'm bringing up everything, right? So,
you little nasty ass.
right. Like, I thought your mama was black. Why is it raisins in the potato salad? Like,
so you said the gun emoji. You was like, all right now, motherfucker, all right now.
right. So yeah. So I had to learn it. That was a learning process. I had to learn to be able to be like, look, right here, right now.
Yours is 70.
She know better.
72.
72.
She probably saying 2 like me too. She probably over there repeating it like me.
Weed helped me out a lot. I just be like, okay, and listen. By the time she finished going off, I still ain't heard nothing. I just let her vent.
I don't approve that message.
Like,
because she gonna be heard whether you heard her or not. So you might as well hear it the first time and not the second and third. Just don't do that. Save yourself the headache. Just listen the first time.
Jai Logic, man. Appreciate you tuning in. Shout out to the Renters Union too, man. Shout out to the Renters Union. He said, damn, she cutting deep. What the fuck my mama potato salad got to do with this? That's low right there. Listen, sometimes you get in an argument and you never know what might come out, man. That's why I said choose your words wisely, fellas.
Right.
These women out here, they go for the juggler. They ain't like us. They don't like, take a step down and take a step down and take a step down. Nah, they go for the neck. You know what I'm saying? You might be arguing in front of your friend. He's like, yeah, little nigga, hey, you ate my ass. He's like, oh, baby.
No, we don't argue in front of your friends.
You know what I'm saying?
That's immature. We don't argue in front of your friends. All right. When we get in the car.
I'd rather you argue with my friends instead of saying hi and walking away.
When in the car, be like, yeah, remember when I went over your mother's house, that nasty ass potato salad that she served? Like, damn, baby.
That you made me eat? Like, yeah.
You said it was good. Nigga, I was lying. But yeah, baby. The crunchy potato salad. Exactly.
My mama didn't boil them potatoes. They weren't done.
Man, that's good.
I ain't never had crunchy potato salad.
Crunchy potato salad, man. You know when
so your mama know how to make potato salad. See,
y'all shouldn't be putting chips in potato salad. I don't know.
You can't put Lay's potato chips in potato salad. They say you got pork crunch, all right? Listen,
that's not pork sauce. That's not. That's terrible.
So here was the question that was asked earlier, right? Is if your counterpart don't know how to cook, do you take the time to teach them how to cook if you know how to, or do you just take over?
Don't start with me. Absolutely. Don't look at me.
Tavious.
Man, that is one of the funnest activities you could do with your partner. Like, it is so much fun. Like, I mean, because I love to cook. I'm a cook. She's not. She doesn't. But she does now because we do stuff together. And to be able to have these kind of various things that you talk about in that stage, it becomes so much fun. Like right now, I got pork belly out there ready because I'm gonna make a ramen with it. But I'm gonna cook it 3 ways, and I'm gonna let her taste air fryer versus oven versus pan fried, right? You get to do those types of things and just have those experiences, and every new meal becomes a new memory. And that's something you can do on a weekly basis. So if you can cook, as long as you can make it a fun, adventurous thing, not like this, Chef Ramsay, it's raw type thing. As long as you're not doing that, you just having fun and
Hold on.
Tavious might be slapping his girl if you talking about that. We got.
You don't want to do
the
So I've been watching too much Hell's
Kitchen. That was on point though. That was on point. Right?
That came from his soul, CJ.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that
was a little too convincing.
Yeah, a little bit too convincing. She cooked some raw food before, huh? She gave it to you. She's it's raw. Taste it.
26 seasons of Hell's Kitchen. I take a shot every time.
It's the stain on his kitchen wall right now. On Tavious' kitchen wall, it's a stain with that pork belly.
Oh man. Tracy said if they are teachable, then yes. If not, it might be workable. She said it depends on how hungry I am.
That's facts too. Nah,
get out of my way if I'm really hungry.
Listen, my motto is I cook so I don't kill, right? So if this is not your ministry, I just go ahead. I don't.
Just get out of the way.
The kitchen is, when I tell you the kitchen is my sanctuary, it's my therapy. I bake because that is therapy for me, right? It is nothing for me to get up in the morning and if something pissed me off the night before and you find me in the kitchen kneading dough or making biscuits, is because that is how I release that frustration. Get out my way. Mm-hmm. Get out my way. Now, if you want to do something, you could clean the kitchen up after I finish. I will love you forever. But that is my therapy. So if you can't cook, if you come to me, baby, can you help me cook? I want to, yeah. But other than that, go ahead. Do something else. Yeah. Put some oil in the car. Do something else.
Teach them how to cook.
Go ahead. Turn the football game on. I like football too. Turn the football game on. I can watch it from the kitchen.
So just get the fuck out of the way, right?
Yeah, just get out my way.
Mrs. Tay says, teach them how to cook and have fun doing it together. It's bonding time as well. Absolutely. Absolutely. So,
but he can't want to bond at Thanksgiving. I'm on a mission.
Why not?
Everybody coming over. I can't teach you how to make macaroni and cheese on Thanksgiving. We're not experimenting.
That's fourth quarter.
You trying to get me killed? Like, no. So when you want to bond, pork belly ramen, yes, we could do that. But yeah, no, don't come try to bond
before the family comes
breakfast
over.
and I'm trying to fix breakfast for 20 people. No, that ain't it.
Look, man, I think when you're in that mix, of course, I'm gonna give you some tips just to have a little fun with this, right? First things first, grab some food before you show them how to cook. That way you're not hurting their feelings. So grab a burger, grab some chicken on the way to the house, right? I think you should teach them emergency meals. If they're that bad at cooking, start with some struggle meals. And I know all of us here, we remember the struggle meals, right? So get us some of that. What is that? That Nissan noodles. What was that? Get some top ramen. Okay, let's start there. We ain't even adding food to it. Let's just see if you can put it in the pot and not burning noodles. All right. Maybe some eggs. Find a rice cooker. Start off slow. Then you can put the eggs in the rice. Now you got egg rice.
People don't know how to boil eggs.
One step closer to fried rice and don't even know it. So I say start them off strong, start them off slow if it's that bad. But I think what is good is have some fun with it. Invite them into the kitchen. I love that. That was said. And do it on a full stomach. That way, if you eat it and it's horrible, you can just nibble on it and be like, babe, man, this was awesome. This was awesome. There'll be a hero. You'll be a hero.
Kennedy, let me tell you something. I'm no small girl, right? So I'm definitely going to eat it if I cook it. So it's not going to kill you. It's not going to kill you.
Spaghetti is the easy one. Get them.
Yeah, spaghetti is easy. If you fuck up a spaghetti, then we got to talk, baby. Yeah, so we got to have a conversation.
SpaghettiOs.
That's SpaghettiOs, man.
Those
ABCs.
can't even burn. Like, you just can't. It's just impossible.
Oh man.
I ain't ate them little meatballs in the can in a long time.
Straight in the face.
What was it? Hamburger helper. Help out.
Chili don't taste like chili. Like, baby, how was the chili? The chili was good, baby. The chili was good. Hey.
Wolfman chili.
But nah, man, I think it's important to show your significant other to go ahead and cook together and teach them. Do grab food if you know what I'm saying. It's gonna be a long process. Just be like, all right, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? You wanna watch some Netflix, we're gonna eat some eat some
listen to me, right? If takeout is your ministry, stay in your ministry. Stay with your anointing, okay? If takeout is where you have been, because guess what? We never know what we want to eat. Surprise. Take it out the containers, put it in dishes, like just but if stay in your ministry, right? Because if that's where you have been blessed, then that's what you do. You don't move into my ministry. If my ministry is cooking, let me do what I do, and you stay. And that's why we all have spiritual gifts, So you stay in your lane, please. Thank you. Because we never know what we want to eat. You never know. So if order and takeout is your thing, order takeout to the best of your ability. Hallelujah.
Take them fried wings and refry
them. So
Cheers don't know. Just make sure the grease hot though.
Make sure the grease hot.
Pretend you picked out all the flats out the bag for me. Just pretend. Thank you, baby.
That's toxic. That's toxic. If you like all flats, you toxic. I'm putting the stamp on that. Okay. If you like all flats, you gotta be toxic. Okay. You gotta be toxic. That's a toxic trait. Okay. That's
what it is.
Okay. Red flag.
It is what it is.
I gotta wait a couple of months before a woman cook spaghetti for me. And she damn sure ain't cooking it if it's that first time of the month.
That's Louisiana right there.
Ain't no way, boy.
I had a lasagna almost kill me one day.
Oh, damn.
I couldn't even swallow
Damn, lasagna. I think lasagna is like one of the easiest things. That's like,
look.
Now I think you missed what Kennedy said. I know what he talking about.
Something completely different.
Oh,
I'm gonna do a class on
Yes.
not to cook for your man. Maybe that's it. I'm gonna do a class on what not to cook for your man, because first of all, tomato paste, acidity, heartburn. Yeah, no. Because then we get into never mind. Come on, let's move on. Because I was getting ready to get into
Woods, you got it right. I know you got it.
Okay. Swallowing.
No,
and all
listen.
that.
I follow y'all. You know what I'm saying? I follow y'all.
Do you follow us, CJ?
Yeah.
Keep it rolling.
Look, I had to process it. I'm slow today, okay? I'm slow today.
All right, but keep it rolling.
You
Because
know?
I was getting ready to get into the other stuff that we ain't talking about, and I just,
So,
right.
I was asked a question prior to the show. They don't want to be. They don't.
Sorry.
They don't want the name to be said, but they said that I am in the poly life. So I don't know how to celebrate Valentine's Day without making the other more upset.
Buying the same thing. What the
hell?
So I'm lost. Why would that make them upset?
I have no idea. So I said, you know what? I said, this is the question you want to ask? They said, yeah. So I'm like, listen, I'm not in the poly life. That's not my ministry. Like Nick C was saying, that's not my ministry. Okay? Poly life is not my ministry. Okay?
So here's the thing. If you have a main and then you have your side, right? The person that you bring along, your main is always going to be top priority, right? So you gonna give her a little bit more. Your side, you just give up, Matter of fact, if you're in the Baltimore, Washington, D.C. area, contact Confections.co. I can make us some nice little chocolate covered strawberries. And we can get just and everybody can be happy. Like everybody can be happy. But yeah, that's too much. I don't know.
I'll be honest with you. It doesn't sound like poly lifestyle. What it sounds like is an open relationship. Because when you think about the poly lifestyle, one of the biggest things in it is communication. And I think somebody just said it's not a secure poly relationship. I think it's an open relationship is what that really kind of sounds like, and they're calling it poly. In that situation, it doesn't sound like those two parties are really communicating, because if that was the case, if they were communicating, you could just take them both out to dinner at the same time. They get what they want, the whole 9 yards. You get the flowers, you get whatever, and it's a full experience in poly. But if it's an open relationship, that's totally different. So I think that clarification is big. If it were an open relationship, I think the best thing, I think Nick C kind of hit it on the head. You got to take care of the main, and then the secondary, you have to make them feel like the main. And you can do that a variety of different ways. You can do it where maybe the secondary, you go to a lunch. You understand? And then the main, you go to a dinner. Or you switch it vice versa, where you have a really nice lunch and maybe an off-put dinner, and then you go back to the main after the dinner. Like, it's different ways that you can do it if it's open. But the more and more I think about it, it don't even sound like that's open, man. It sounds like somebody slipped out the cradle.
I couldn't answer that question because, again, it is not my ministry. But we do have somebody here who is polyamorous, Tavious.
So from a poly person, from a poly person, not a poly perspective, from a poly person, don't do anything that they said at all, in any way, shape, or form. All of it's terrible. And all of it's based on one triad, which is a man with two women. It's not based on anything else but that. When poly covers so many demographics that we can't even get into at this moment in time. So the first thing you got to ask yourself is, what is your dynamic? Or you could be solo poly, meaning you could have 2 girlfriends that you do not even live with. You are still poly. And you have to take into account the time you spend with individuals in the space that they love. The same way that we talk about love languages. One of my girlfriends loves birthdays, loves holidays, loves those types of things. It's meaningful to her. The woman that I nest with wants the time all the time, doesn't matter if it's Valentine's Day or not. So if one partner loves that and the other partner is not okay with it, then you make the compromise. But the biggest thing is communication. That's the thing. If you're saying, what should I do if I'm poly on Valentine's Day, to me, it means you could be in an open relationship, but it also means you could just be new to poly. You could be the first time you had 2 girlfriends, and the first thing you have to run into is Valentine's Day. If you've never done it before, your heart beating, right? Like, I don't know. I don't want to make anybody mad, but you got to communicate. Because at the end of the day, if they're also truly accepting of you being poly, they'll understand I'm communicating so I can figure out what's best. Everybody may not be happy today, but I'm going to make it up in some way before, after, during. I'm going to make it the next one, right? The next one for my birthday, whatever it is. It's about open lines of communication and not assuming anything, and making sure at the end of the day you're doing what's best for all parties involved.
All right. So if you listen,
so he can't just throw some rose petals on the bed and have both of them come together and be like,
busting open.
If they are together, but in a triad, most people think it's a man and 2 women. It's not.
Okay.
Even in that, it's 4 relationships. It's A and B, A and C, B and C, and then A, B, and C. And a lot of times people will go, like, if you are a husband and wife, you'll try to find a girlfriend, but then the girlfriend, she can't have alone time with the dude. And it's like, that's not how it works.
Hold on, wait. I had a headache just now. I got a headache just now. Hold on, wait.
That's the problem. That's why most triads last, because they don't think about it. It's 4 relationships. It's not 1.
You said A and B.
Yes.
B and C and A and C. Man,
or you can pick a fight with one of them and be like, "It's wrong. I'm leaving. I'm done."
And then come back on February 15th with a gift. There you go.
The bag and the chicken is raw.
It's raw.
You left the giblets in the chicken.
I agree. I agree.
Jesus Christ.
Pick a fight.
Look, I'm too lazy, man. Just give me one. Like, listen, man. Listen. No. I'm sorry. No.
I'm too old. Like 20 years ago, that was fine. This now, I'm too old. I can't. 20 years ago, I probably would have been like, oh, all right. Because 20 years ago, I did some things, right? I was in some lifestyles. But now, I'm good.
Yeah.
Next year, just say, give her the flats and the Stella Rosa. That's it.
The Stella Rosa.
Keep it simple.
That's her favorite.
And if you live in Delaware, make sure it's the platinum vanilla, because that's the only place they sell it. Give me platinum vanilla and some flats. We good.
Now don't come home with the Menage Squad and the Imperial. Don't do that.
Well, at this point, it really don't matter, as long as it's wine.
Okay.
Okay.
Grab your champagne, y'all. You heard what she said.
But if it's platinum vanilla,
grab that champagne. All right, we gonna move on. We're gonna talk a little bit about gender roles. Do you still believe in gender roles? Woods, we're gonna start with you. Do you still believe in gender roles?
This is a really, really interesting question, right? And because of so many dynamics of relationships and marriage now, you may have a relationship or a marriage with gender roles, you may not. What you typically see in the more traditional style relationships, you will see gender roles to some type of level or degree. With a lot of more modern relationships, you may not necessarily see those gender roles. You may see who does what best. So you'll lend to a person's strengths. At the same time, You could even have hybrids. I call them possibly head of households, hybrid styles of relationships and marriages. Those individuals may have a blend where you have gender roles in some areas, but in others, it's completely neutral. Other relationships, they can be completely abolished. It could be separate lifestyles. It can be so many different types of dynamics. At the end of the day, the first thing that you have to do is find out what you want, what you believe in, and then find out somebody that has shared beliefs. And those relationships and marriages are easier to build with. So you want to start off whole and not broken, because when you all have different beliefs, those situations can be very volatile.
Right. All right. Nick C.
I'm a mixed bag, right? And what I mean by that is I believe in the man being the priest, the protector, and the provider, right? The provider doesn't necessarily mean financial. And I think that's where we all get a little misconstrued, right? Because it's, oh, if he's not bringing this to the table, this, that, and the third. No. Providing means at the end of the day, our resources are pulled together and our bills are paid, right? But I'm also a firm believer in wherever your strengths lie, that's where you are. So if you are the best at doing laundry, because you know I am not folding the clothes up as they come out the dryer, then you do laundry. If my lane, like I said, if my ministry is cooking and you aren't the best at cooking, then I'm going to be the cook, right? So what we do is we pull our resources together and we work them from the inside out, and whatever the dynamic works for our situation. That's it. That's all.
That's it.
But at the end of the day, he is the head of my household. That is my priest. That is the head of my household. And I am going to follow him. Even though my strengths might be something that, if I'm good at fixing cars, because my daddy may have taught me how to fix cars and change tires and stuff like that, right? If that is what I'm good at and he's not, then yeah, I'm going to do it. But at the end of the day, he is the head of the house. That's it. That's all.
I got a question, Nick C. What happened? Because I don't like folding clothes either. So if I don't like folding clothes and you don't like folding clothes, what's happening?
So what you can't see is the chairs that's on the other side of my bed with the laundry on there. That's what you can't see in my camera. So yeah. So eventually I'm gonna go and because I'm gonna get tired of looking at it, and I'll hang it up and I'll fold and I'll put it away. But yeah, when I finish, when I bring it up from the basement, the laundromat or whatever, it's still in that basement. Yeah, but y'all don't see the
See Woods. The trick is you got to figure out which bill to pay to not have to do that. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Just you fold the clothes and I take care of the phone bill. And you're like, all right, cool. You got to figure
that
out
don't work.
You got to figure out
that don't work. What you do is what could work is you're a little lazy, and you find somebody with OCD, and then you'll never have to fold the clothes because she got OCD.
See, this is what I would do. I would take some flats and put them at the bottom of the clothes, and you gotta fold to get to them before they get cold.
That's why y'all don't see the chair on the other side of the bed, because I am in my bedroom, and y'all don't see the laundry that's on the other side of y'all don't see that. Y'all don't see that.
See, I hate folding clothes too, right?
Tomorrow,
hate it.
Y'all don't see that either. It's gonna be in the basket.
I hate folding clothes too, right? And I hate it. And even when I do fold clothes, trust me, like I do not be precise. That shit, like that shit be all unproportionate. So like, but my woman, she folds clothes, right? And she like makes sure like the shit is like folded. You know what I'm saying? Like my shit be all unproportionate. You might see one sleeve hanging out. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? I know. You know,
You need a closet big enough to hang everything. That's what that sounds like. You just hang everything, don't fold
I
nothing.
ain't folding clothes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wish I
I
had.
fold towels.
I wish I had as much trust as the people in my neighborhood to just drop their
Towels.
clothes off at the laundromat. You know what I'm saying? Like, people just drop their clothes off the laundromat. I don't have that much trust in the world. I'm sorry. I just hate the fact that I might come pick up my clothes and the roach might be in there. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know,
Laundromat.
I'm just saying, you never know. You never know what the fuck happened at them laundromats, man. You know,
Tavious, you just get another one, huh?
You just get another what? Laundromat?
Another girlfriend.
another
Another
clothes folder.
Like, look, we need to find one
that fold clothes.
Another clothes folder, all right? Look, you gotta have one for every task.
That's too much. See, that's too much money. No. You gotta find your own tolerance level. I'm good like this. Nah, look,
you gotta find a balance, right?
my balance is great. I don't need no more of my money going out or energy. I'm good. After this, I'm cooking dinner, so
I'm gonna swing on you. She said, I would wash the motherfuckers and put them in the tub. I fold every now and then. And when I'm high and pissed off to not go there on the motherfucker, I'm human.
Why are we putting them in the tub? Why?
That's what I'm saying.
I use my tub. Why is the clothes in it?
Tennessee said, you ain't taking no bath till them clothes get folded up.
That's pretty much
Is that what he said?
Basically.
Because the bath for me is a ritual. I don't know about any of the women that y'all deal with, but it's a ritual. I got bath teas and scrubs and soaks, and I'm in there for a minute. It's a ritual. So I don't. So if I got to fold the clothes,
it's a method to the skin, right?
It worked though. He cracked the coat.
Right. If I got to fold, I need
to get to the bathtub.
I'm in the tub till my skin get wrinkled. See? Y'all banging on the door like, what you doing in there? I'm like, hey, mind your business.
I
learned something new.
See, now you gonna let me take a sit down while you in that bathtub?
No.
Hey, look, you gonna learn today. You want to take an hour in that tub, man? All right, you know what I'm saying? We can close the shop real quick, you know. But yes, definitely, this chat is cracking. I appreciate y'all for interacting with us. We appreciate y'all for interacting with us. All right. Salute to the rant room. Definitely. The clothes hamper. I said tub. But he let it be known. Said that shit going in the tub. All right.
My girlfriend might find those clothes. Them clothes gonna be in the tub this time, just for the hell of it.
Well,
I need my tub.
Next thing we gonna talk about is courting still a thing? Is courting still a thing? I've been told that courting is played out. There's no such thing as courting anymore. Nixie.
No. And the reason why I say no is because we go from high to Netflix and chill. There is no in between. It's Netflix and chill, Hulu and hunchin', Disney and dick. There is no in between, right? There is nothing in it. I don't even think people know how to court anymore. I don't even think it's a learned behavior. I don't think it's taught. I don't think it's because we go from and because everything is so microwavable, right? Everything is seen, everything is there for you, right? I go from I can meet you online, I can talk to you for a month or 2 months or whatever. We meet up, and the first thing we do is sleep together. There is no in between. There is nothing in between as far as what courting means, right? And there's nothing in between. First dates are done at the house. Nobody's going out. Nobody is dating. Nobody is, it's come to my house and I, yeah. So no. Nobody is courting.
I guess I'm gonna answer next. Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with Nicole. This is Virginia Slip. Virginia Slip, man, what's up? Salute, bro. He said, nah, we smashing off the rip my grandparents. Courting, yeah, courting it's not played out, but it's not a thing anymore, right? Just like she said, it's Netflix chill, Hulu and Hunch, Disney.
Yes,
That was
Disney
a new
and
one.
Dick. That's what I said.
That is a
Disney
new
and Dick.
one. That's a new one.
Yeah.
Disney Plus.
Paramount Plus and pussy. I don't whatever. all the streaming sites that you have. Yes.
So yeah, I think that I think that it's more of people just rather just get to the point, right? And I'm like, I like the see where your head's at, you know what I'm saying, things like that, and shit, but courting doesn't happen anymore, right? These guys out here might see a chick, and next thing you know, that same night, it's ta-da. So Tavious, man, what you got to say about this?
Yeah, I disagree with both of y'all. I believe courting is absolutely still a thing. Now, don't get me wrong. I do believe that there are certain aspects that have changed, like women have more freedom in sexuality, which means they're not so taboo and against, having sex on the first date like it was back then when being called a hoe was like the worst thing you could be, or slut was the worst thing. So I do believe like the frequency of sex is higher. But at the same time, I also believe that people to go out. And I do believe that there's men who genuinely want to take women out, and women too. Women actually genuinely want to take a man out and do those types of things. Like for me, with my girlfriends, all of them was the first date was out somewhere doing something, right? And then even with the one that I nest with, she took me on my birthday skydiving, right? I'm a black man. I ain't skydiving, but I did it, right? It's just those types of things that you do. She's even took me just because like I'm always doing stuff. She wanted to show appreciation. She took me to this French restaurant. And I tried foie gras and all these different things for the first time. Ordered literally the entire menu. We ordered everything from the menu and tried a little bit of each. And so I believe that sexuality has heightened. So there's a lot more frequency of just smashing or things like that. But I do believe that when you really genuinely like someone, you're going to do a bunch of things to create memories, and that's what courting is. And courting continues even after you're engaged and married. You continue to date. You continue to do those things and not just be inside. But I mean, I ain't against the Netflix and chill either. I'm just saying courting still happens.
These comments. God. I'm sorry.
Yeah, these comments are going on, man.
But before we move on, no, it's not Taylor Port. I was feeling a little bougie tonight. It's Chardonnay. It's Woodbridge by Robert Mondavi. Thank you.
Sounds fancy.
Yeah, I was a little fancy tonight. Yeah. Just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit of champagne,
Yeah, just a little
bit. was, man. What you say about this?
I'm agreeing with Tavious. I think courting now is bigger than ever, but I think it has changed. It's no longer the courting of our grandparents. However, if you want to stay relevant, you got to have some skin in the game. So think about what social media is putting on. Think about what women are saying right now. Think about what guys are saying. Guys now even want to be courted. So it's more relevant than ever. Because for certain guys, if you're not showing interest in them, those guys are moving on. So it's severely switched now. Another thing that I've looked at is women are looking for consistency. They're looking for energy. They're looking for provision as well. So if you don't have an ability to provide to a woman, you ain't courting nothing. Additionally, now it's different requirements to be able to play the game. If you make less than $100,000 for a lot of women, you can't even come to the party. Right. If you're not 6 foot, maybe you can't come to the party. Now, it used to be just maybe 20 years ago, if you had rims, you could come to the party. It was the rims, remember? If you had
it was the Rams
to the party.
Yeah,
But
it
now
was the Rams.
we actually
You had
we're
a
in
legend.
an environment which is so crazy that you actually have more single men that are not even having sex because they can't even get into the party than ever before. So requirements have now went severely up. So courting is definitely a thing, but the rules and the dynamics have changed. And if you're using that old playbook, and God forbid you got on a jersey and it's backwards with a Band-Aid under your eye and you doing the chicken head and you got some rent, if you still doing that, if you got that playbook, you might be selling it for a while.
What is this? 2006?
But wait a minute, right? Because I feel like they can't get into the party because their preferences aren't who is at the party. They don't want to dance with the chick that's doing all of the things that they want. They want to dance with the chick that looks good, that got the fat ass, that got the Brazilian butt lift. That they don't want to dance with the bitch with the stretch marks and the, you know, they don't want to dance with her, right? So it's your fault.
Hold on. Time out. It's not social media tricking with the truth.
But wait a minute, it's not your salary. You want you chasing after the do nothing chick, right? She don't do shit. She don't cook. She don't clean. She ain't sucking your dick. She ain't busting it open. She ain't doing nothing, right? And that's the chick that y'all are chasing after. That's the chick that you think that's at that party.
Man.
She ain't at that party. She ain't at that party. It's the chick that's average, that's at the party.
Nobody doing that.
And you ain't looking at her. Y'all ain't looking at her.
So let's talk about that, right? Why is that the case? And why is that ingrained in our mindset? We got to ask ourselves a question on why that's the case. And I agree with Nick C on that, but you got to look at why is that the case? Because of social media, because of dating apps, because of the paradox of choice. Now there is a greater access to be able to talk to and communicate with individuals that were out of the dating pool to us previously before. So now you have this rule where even on dating apps, and now it's bled over into real life, right? IRL is bled over to in real life, that 20% of the people get 80% of the attention, and 80% is going after the 20. So the 20 has elevated themselves even more. That's why those 20s have become the do nothing girls, because they don't have to. You got guys right now that's just sending cash just to be acknowledged, just to let you know that they received the cash. So now they talking to you, and that's it. So the game has definitely changed. That's why you got to make sure that you've updated your playbook. Because if you haven't updated your playbook and you're playing by those old rules, you're probably gonna get hurt, bro.
So you telling me there's guys out here that's dating chicks that will mistake a microwave for a safe?
Bro, look, it's bad. It's bad.
Okay, prime example. I'm single. I have a career. I have a career that I've had for over 20 plus years, right?
Yeah, you did.
I have my own place. I have my own car. I have a business, right? I don't need your money. I cook. I clean. I suck dick. Why am I single? Why am I single? Because nobody is looking for me. They ain't looking for me. I am not a size 5. I don't have a Brazilian butt lift. I don't have a double D cup that is not natural. I don't fit the mold of the person that they are chasing after. I don't. I'm a full figure woman, you know, and I don't need your money. I don't need your. I got money. I got an American Express card with no limit. I don't need your fucking money. I pay for dates. I buy rounds. I'm not throwing it up in your face. I'm not doing all of the things that these other women are doing. Why am I single? Because y'all ain't looking for me. Y'all ain't chasing after me.
I have you with a man in 3 seconds. They out there. They're definitely out there. But what ends up happening is those particular individuals, they can be occupied looking at other women, but are you where they can find you?
She said it.
Probably not. But I put myself in places where I can be found. So I'm not opposed to, like, I'm not staying in my house thinking that you're going to knock on my door. I am putting myself in places where I can be found. I am going out. I am doing the things that I am supposed to do. I'm putting myself in that position. So what?
You said because
let me ask you a question really quick because I love this.
So Miss Tay said because of society, and that right on the nose.
Well, I'm gonna ask you this question, Nixie, really quick. Are you on any dating apps?
I have been.
Currently?
No, I don't have the patience.
Okay, so this is what I'm saying. More singles than ever before on dating apps right now, especially with COVID. So you talk about those guys are on the dating apps. And if you position yourself the best way on the dating apps, you know the questions to ask, literally those guys will be in your inbox like never before. But to meet you out now, a lot of guys are holding their shots back because it's a different world out there. You have more guys that are nervous to approach women and scared to get reported or get called out or get dragged than ever before because of the society we live in. Every guy's not that guy that's always shooting. And most of those gentlemen that's always shooting are doing it for a reason. Because
I'm not a Me Tooer.
Well, no, but they don't know. They don't know that though, right? So what's going to happen is when you go outside, you're going to have the top 20% shooting at you just to shoot. And you're going to have the bottom 20% shooting at you because they're shooting at everything. And they just hoping that they hit a leg or a big toe and you start bleeding, right? But that 6% of the quality guys, most of them dudes are online.
That's true. Absolutely.
I don't know, because I feel like I asked you for one thing, right? And then we're not going to turn this into why Nick is single. We're not going to do that. But I asked you for one thing, and it is the one thing that men can't seem to provide. I asked you to be honest, because being honest gives me a choice. So if you tell me, nah, I'm in a situation that gives me the choice to say, yeah, I want to deal with you, or no, I don't want to deal with you, because you never know how I feel. Tuesday, I might want to be the side chick. Wednesday, I might want to be like, no. So if you tell me that, and that's what I find that's where we have a issue. Because I'm saying this up front. I'm saying, look, be honest. All I need you to do is be honest, because you never know how I feel. I might be with the shits on Tuesday, and on Wednesday, I might be ready to just settle down and fall in love. So if you catch me on Wednesday, all deals are off. But on Tuesday, I might be with the shits, but I can't get that. So why is it that they can't be honest enough to say, hey, this is where I am. This is what I want. This is what I'm looking for. Because I'm sick and tired of the what do you bring to the table conversation. Stop asking me what I bring to the table, because guess what? I'm only going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm only going to tell you what you want to hear. And I know what you want to hear because we've had this conversation so much. Stop asking me that bullshit. Don't ask me what I bring to the table. Don't ask me. So just be honest. And then, you never know. You never know what you might get. If you come to me and be like, Nick, I'm just looking to fuck, you never know. On Tuesday, I might just be wanting to fuck. That's all I'm asking. Be honest.
They said, but you might be single because if a man ain't coming at you ain't coming correct, you might shut him down because you are intimidating him because he is lacking something.
That's not my fault.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I used to be that guy. I used to be that guy. Years ago, that was CJ. You know what I'm saying? Where, I approach a woman and I see that she got like a career, she got her own car and shit. She got like a whole career. She done well for herself. She just came back from Maui and shit. And here I am. I probably only been to Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I probably just like been down to like Georgia or some shit. You know what I'm saying? So, I do understand, the intimidating part. But here's the thing, right? Like I said, in the last 2 years, man, I worked on myself. You know what I'm saying? I think that I've become a different man that I thought I'd never be. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy at the man that I've become, and I'm happy at the support that I have been getting. You know what I'm saying? So, I tell people, like, don't be into these comments. these are these are like, the thing about it is when you're talking to people, you know what I'm saying, you got to make sure that you come correct. You know what I'm saying? Like, that person might have a career that's 20 years, got her own car, can cook, can clean. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? That's going to be the one that sets you for life. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be the one that sets you for life. You don't want the chick that ain't doing shit, and probably ashy, you know what I'm saying? Probably sleeping on the floor. You know what I'm saying? You don't want you don't want that chick, right? So, just have the confidence. Like, have the confidence to step up and like, what's up, girl? And just like she said, be honest. You know what I'm saying? Be honest. I had to be honest with myself. Right? I had to be honest with myself. And now I'm with somebody that loves me for me and supports me 100%. You know what I'm saying? And everything that I do. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got it made. Like I'm telling people, I ain't got it made. You know what I'm saying? Some people might still say, CJ, you ain't shit. And you might be right. You know what I'm saying? But I'm happy at who I am. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna change for anybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna change for anybody because I work hard to be who I am today. You know what I'm saying? So if you think I need to change, then fuck you. Respectfully. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully, Let's see what we got in the comments, man. My man Tavious got that Wi-Fi popping today. He spoke to the mayor of Miami and got that shit together.
Because I was on the hot spot last time, man. I got that.
Yeah, last week he was on the episode last week and his Wi-Fi was messing up. So, we tried to tell him, you gotta talk to the mayor of Miami, you know what I'm saying? You gotta get that Wi-Fi together. She said, see, I'm gonna shoot at Nixie. I think the chest hair was good. And when she smelled that Old Spice, it's over with.
Not Old Spice, no.
Oh, man.
That fruit.
No, thank you.
Old Spice.
I said I like
it. You gotta get that Baja Panthers. You know what?
That obsession.
Yeah. Nikki, you know what? It's harder for you women. That's just statistics. Then add the fact that you drink a tall, drink a teleport. So your options are limited. You need to be in a poly relationship with an athlete.
Not a poly relationship with an athlete. That may not work.
I would get her to buy cologne on the first day. She spray my chest hair and turn on cool in the game.
Okay, yeah. Let me just make this clear, right? I said 7 to 10 plus years because I am 42. Okay, I am 42. So when I say 7 to 10 plus years, we talking about 49, 52. That's my age range, right? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
That's also an interesting.
So yeah,
that's also an interesting group too. So the dynamic of man that's 45 to 55 is different than any other dynamic of man out there. So you want to understand who that guy is because that particular dynamic is at the peak of their life. Like that's when a man hits his peak. So what typically happens with that 45, that 50-year-old, you can have a person that's looking for their equal, but a lot of them, if they're looking to relive, or make new or correct mistakes, they're really swinging lower to have kids again, start a new family, start a new life, etc. So that particular age group can be very challenging. So it's a whole different dynamic. But I wish we had a chance.
So what you're saying is maybe I
offline.
should date younger men?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying understand the dynamic.
Yeah, definitely.
But if we get a chance to talk offline, I'm telling you, we could I could put you on some cool stuff for sure.
Okay. Because my focus is that age group because I'm done having kids. My daughter is 22 years old. She's newly engaged. I'm getting ready to go into grandma phase, right? I'm done having kids. So older men, they got older kids. They ain't looking for no babies. I'm good. So yeah, that's why I tend to seek out older men because I'm not no.
You don't need a 21-year-old who's still trying to have 6 kids, right?
Yeah, no. Cause I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I would be a deadbeat. I would drop that baby off. Y'all be looking for me for child support. That's another story. And then y'all be like, black women are deadbeat, and then we be having this conversation again. Cause I'm not doing it. Yeah.
All right. So we are here with the topic of the night. We talked a little bit about it early on in the show. Needs and boundaries, the love talk. We all have needs, and we definitely have some boundaries, right? So let's say, even if you are in your current relationship or in your past relationship, let's start off with the boundaries, right? Have you ever had a boundary crossed, or what are your boundaries in a relationship? We all have them, right? We all have boundaries.
Maybe I'm not understanding the context because I feel like boundaries are something you put in place before a relationship, now in it. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm not kind of understanding. Like,
well, yeah, like it can be whatever boundaries that you set. Either prior to the relationship or while you're in a relationship. And like some people, you'd be surprised. Some people do create boundaries while in a relationship. That happens. Like that happens. It's crazy, but it happens, right? But prior to the relationship, like what are the boundaries that you have or had? Tavious, let's start with you.
I don't know. I don't know how to answer that in the context of which we're speaking, because I believe boundaries is something that it's not always universal. It can be. There's certain things that can be universal, but I think you have boundaries set for individual people based on your proximity and what you, I guess, align with, right? So like you can have boundaries for a best friend that you don't have for your girlfriend, and some boundaries for your girlfriend you don't have for your best friend. So I think like boundaries is like such a broad term that in my mind it's just like, where do I start, right? Like who do I start with? Where do I start? Because I don't know. I think it's a concept of making sure that you're in your most comfortable state and that you don't feel disrespected, you don't feel violated, and like that's how I feel. I don't want to ever feel like I'm disrespected, like I'm violated, like my rights, my needs, and things like that are neglected or violated in any way. And that's how I think about boundaries. And I guess I give more leeway to people I feel like will do right by those boundaries versus people I don't.
Okay. So I guess like let me try to simplify it, right? That line, right? We all have that line. Pretty sure everybody has that line, right? That line is that you don't cross. The line that you don't cross, and the line that you expect the person that you with not to cross. Right? What is that line? It could be anything. There's no wrong answer to this. I just want to throw that out there. There's no wrong answer to this. Like we all have that line, right? Like for me, my line is keep your hands to yourself. We see it enough in the African American community where domestic violence is a high thing, and you gotta stop the shit. It's not about man, it's not about woman. We both got to stop the shit. Domestic violence is it's not a good thing, especially amongst the African American community. So that is my line. That is my boundary. Now my funny boundary is my seasonings in my cabinet. That's my funny boundary. You know what I'm saying? Don't fuck with my seasonings. Make sure you put the season exactly where they was at. You know what I'm saying? If not, you're gonna hear some words. Choice words, you know. Nick C.
I mean, if we put it like that, yeah, don't put your hands on me. I'm not gonna put my hands on you. I think if deal breakers and boundaries are the same thing, my ultimate deal breaker is lying. Don't lie to me. Just be honest. Just because when you lie to me, you take away my options, right? And I always need an option. Always need an option. Be it yes or no, be it, whatever. I always need an option. So my deal breaker is lying to me. Anything else we can compromise. Anything else I might be able to get over. Women tend to be a little bit more lenient than men. So, we're a little bit more forgiving, and we're a little bit more, we're a little bit more giving than men tend to be. So I think that would be my ultimate boundary or my ultimate deal breaker. Yeah, don't put your hands on me because I got a brother and I will call him. Don't, but on the same token, my daddy always told me don't square up with anybody that I can't beat. So if I'm not gonna square up with you, don't square up with me. So it goes both ways. Yeah, so like I said, I'm a firm believer in compromising, right? And I believe that in the perfect relationship, there are some compromises on both sides. And we both have to compromise to get what we want. So yeah, I'm a big believer in compromising. So there might be some things that I might have to give up, and there might be some things that you have to give up. But for the good of the relationship, it always works together,
All right. Woods.
Yeah, for me, I would have to say my boundaries kind of lie within more of my makeup and who I am, right? I'm a pretty dominant guy. If you're trying to dominate me, that's not going to happen. That's going to be a boundary. You hit that wall. It's just not going to happen. I'm not going to entertain it. It could also mean protecting my space. My space is a boundary for me. So if family members come in to control my space or have a say on my space or our lives or etc., I might have a little issue with that because now we have an additional person to come in control. You can state what your thoughts are. You can express it from a point of care. But when a manipulation factor comes in to manipulate what's going around or what's going on under our roof, that could be another boundary for me that, I'm going to have to respond back to. So in general terms, anything that would be considered a boundary for someone is when someone pushes against it, it causes you to respond. So boundaries can be anything, right? So you're going to think about that in any type of relationship. And before you get into your next relationship, think about your former interactions that you had during dating, relationships, maybe a former marriage, etc. And think about situations that caused you to respond aggressively, emotionally. It caused you to put a lot of feeling into it. That's actually your boundaries from my perspective.
All right, man. Appreciate that. That's actually true, though. That's actually true. I'm a firm believer of protecting my space as well. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't have your sister come and cover my space. Telling Woods in the words of a great pimp named Baby Powder, Nick drive this car, that pussy.
My dad, I'm gonna say, my dad says it a different way, right? One bear per mountain. That's how he says it. One bear per mountain. You know?
So, like, don't have your sister come into your house, you know what I'm saying, and be like, oh, something wrong with the fridge being right there. You know what I'm saying? It's like, the door right there, you know, like your family and all, but the door right there. But you said seasonings, I'm rearranging all them shit. See, that's those fighting words for me.
They got your card.
You know what I'm saying? You see?
I like her.
See? You know, like she knows how to test me, right? So that's another thing is I know when I'm being tested, so I try to like move past it, right? Like try to like, you know, like you said, just like you said, Nick, compromise, right?
Yeah, man, that's when you go tighten all the jars. Come back to you.
See, if that's the case, you know, so I just put all the seasonings on the top shelf. You know what I'm saying?
What you do, you secretly start hiding the seasons. Every day, you take out another seasoning. And eventually, CJ gonna figure out was like, what is happening to all this? He gonna start thinking, you know?
Yeah.
I'm taking the expensive honey. That's what I'm doing.
But no, like protecting my space is one of my biggest things. It's like it's my boundary, because one thing that I do have a pet peeve about is, let's say if you have a place with your woman, right, or your significant other, and you know your significant other constantly allows, you know, their family member to like judge or complain or contemplate what's going on in your household, and it's like you feel like, oh, that's your family, so you gotta kind of like hold your words back, right? So I'm a goof, right? I'm a goofy guy, but one thing that I don't take kind to is disrupting my space, because my space is the only thing that I have that I can fully control. Yeah. Right? So when somebody come in my space and disrupt that, I'm the guy that's like, I'm not going to talk. I'm going to tell you to get the fuck out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no holds barred to it. What, you going to be mad at me? So you can be mad on the other side of the door. I don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? Man,
but that all goes back to who it, you know, being that priest, protector, and provider. Because at the end of the day, right, you take care of home, home takes care of you. That's how I look at it. So if this is your sanctuary, this is your peace, this is where you find solace, this is where, you know, this is where you come after the world has beat you down and kicked your ass, then there's nothing that anybody in my family can do to interrupt your peace. Nothing. Even if it's me going out when you come home, so you could get that hour or 2 hours to yourself where you can regroup, get yourself together, and be the head at the end of the day, then that's what we do, right? But there is nobody that should be able to come into our space and interrupt your peace. Because at the end of the day, you are the head of this house. That's all. That's it. That's all.
I think for me, it's just
that lock on that cabinet.
Say what?
You better get a lock on your cabinet. That's all I'm saying. Get one of them roadblocks or something, because if Nick C family come over to your house, all your shit gonna be gone.
But see, my family already know, because I've already set boundaries and rules. You already know this is his house, so you ain't messing with this. You're not even coming in the kitchen, because you already know that's not your ministry. Not in my house. So you already know. If that's his thing, that's his thing. But you already know. I don't go to my sister's house and I don't disrupt her husband's peace. I don't do it. And that's just me. That's just me.
Absolutely. And again, honestly, it all boils down to communication, right? Like, you know, and the point of this topic, right, is boundaries. And we're gonna talk about needs in a little bit, but boundaries. If you with your significant other, I think those boundaries can be compromisable, right? Of course, we know those things like not putting your hands on me, Disrespect is another thing, right? You won't have to worry about disrespect if you choose the right one, right? You choosing who you with, decides whether or not you're going to deal with the disrespect, right? Me, I don't have to worry about the disrespect, right? Because my woman wouldn't disrespect me in private, and she wouldn't disrespect me out in the open. You know what I'm saying? That's vice versa. I think that's anybody, right? You establish that in the beginning that disrespect is not tolerated, and that's coming from both ways. I won't disrespect you, and you won't disrespect me. You know what I'm saying? That's anywhere. Like I said, it's privately. Don't disrespect me in my own house or in our own house, or don't disrespect me when we out and about. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, it's very shocking when you hear people say, "Oh yeah, my girl just cussed me out in the middle of the movie theater and shit." You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what? That happened? You know what I'm saying? But it happens, people. So again, you know what I'm saying? Like Nixie said, being the priest, the provider, and the protector, you establishing that in the beginning is very essential. All right. Now we're gonna talk about needs. All right. We're gonna talk about needs. We all have, our needs, right? Nixie, what is your needs in a relationship?
Glass and wine. That's all I know. I'm joking. I'm joking. I need communication.
Mm-hmm.
I need somebody that is able to communicate with me and communicate with me effectively, because like I said in the beginning, if I ask, it's not understood, and I need clarification. And once you clarify things, then it's understood. I'm not a dummy. I'm a very smart girl, so I can grasp and I can comprehend. But I need you to comprehend that. Don't shut down on me. If there was something that I did, I need to know that I did it, because you telling me that I did it means that I won't repeat the same mistakes over and over again, and I won't violate you in that way. So if you come to me and you say, "Hey, Nick, I didn't like the way you did such and such a thing," then I know that you don't like that, and then I won't repeat it again. So definitely communication is a need for me. Time and patience. Time and patience is a need for me. Just need you to be a little bit patient. I need a little bit of your time, and then I'm great. Other than that, I'm good. I'm simple. I am the simplest person you will ever meet. I am the one rose girl as opposed to 12. I don't need a dozen roses. Give me one. The best date I ever went on was to Barnes and Noble. I am not that complicated. I feel like, and I tell everybody this, dating is not rocket science. You don't have to make it as complicated as you want it to be. Just listen. All you gotta do is listen. I never know what I want to eat, but you will know. I like seafood. I like steak. That's it. You already know. So kill two birds with one stone. Take me to a seafood restaurant that has steak. That's it.
Hey, fellas, if y'all watching this, man, take notes. Fellas, if y'all watching this, take notes, y'all. I'm telling you.
That's what I'm saying. It's not hard. It's not that, and that's all I need. A little bit of communication, a little bit of time. I like spending quality time with quality people. So for me, it's the quality, not the quantity. That's why I don't mind paying for dates. Because if I want to spend time with you, I'm going to make sure that I provide whatever it is that I want us to have, because
just make sure you know
that's what I want. It's the person that I want to spend time with. So if I say, "Hey, let's do this," and you like, "I don't have it," I didn't ask you. I asked you to come do this with me. I got it. We good. Let's go. That's how it is. It's not hard.
I'm gonna go next. I'm gonna need what I need is y'all to make up your minds on what you want to eat. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. What I need is a little bit of what Nick said, right? I need communication. Communication is very key. Communication is what makes everything else effective. If you communicate with me, trust me, you won't hear a peep out of me. just I can't express it enough. Communicate with me. Communicate with me. Something wrong with you, let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Don't yell at me about it. You know what I'm saying? If you want to yell, I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna look at you and I'm gonna let you vent. All right, I'm gonna ask you, are you okay? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hug you. You know what I'm saying? I'm get you some flats. She is a flat woman. She is a flat. You know what I'm saying? She loves her flats.
Good job. Good job. I like her.
But yeah, just communicate with me, right? Like, and it's ironic because I had a hard time with communication. You know what I'm saying? Like 2.5 years ago, I found myself somewhere where I didn't want to be. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't my all-time low, right? But it was a low where I never thought I'd be at. You know what I'm saying? The pandemic happened, lost my job. The finances, my finances went from good to shit. And I'm more of the reason for it. You know what I'm saying? But the pandemic happened and jobs was just wasn't hiring. It felt like the IT field was getting a little scarce. You know what I'm saying? So, the IT field was getting a little scarce as far as, as far as jobs in the area that I lived in. I got to the point where, I lost myself. And the sense of that me saying is I lost myself as a whole. You know what I'm saying? It's doing things that I normally don't do. I was out a lot, you know what I'm saying? Started drinking more than I usually do. And, and I put myself in a relationship as a distraction. You know what I'm saying? And that wasn't good because I fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I fucked up myself. And not only that, I fucked up, the person, feelings in her heart. You know what I'm saying? So that turned into a very toxic environment. And next 2 years was just me trying to work on myself. You know what I'm saying? I worked on myself. I looked at my past experiences and, I sought help. I went to go get help. You know what I'm saying? I built on myself and I wanted to become a better man than I was before the pandemic hit and everything. I wanted to become a better man than I was. And long story short, coming to full circle is to this day, I look back at where I was and where I am now, and that same woman who was that I broke in still came around, right? Because when I first hit her up, she was like, "Nah, I don't want shit to do with you. Don't hit me up no more." I was like, "Damn, yeah, you know what I'm saying? What the fuck? like, what's going on?" You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, it's some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't process it, right? But long story short, it's like, man, I tell people, man, just communicate. You know what I'm saying? Communicate. Like, don't be afraid to communicate with your significant other. What I need is communication. I need to be told. Well, I don't need to be told, but it's one of those things where I know that I'm okay, right? I know that I'm okay. But when I come home, from work, I want to hear, you know what I'm saying? What's up, babe? How you doing? How was work? You know what I'm saying? Everything's good. Everything's good. All right, cool. You watch Netflix and chill. Hulu.
Look, we like Hulu and Country. We like that. We like that.
You know what I'm saying?
Not a bad thing.
Yeah, man. Like I said, like I love where I am now. Like two beautiful boys. You know what I'm saying? Two beautiful boys. I love this family, and I encourage people. You know what I'm saying? I encourage people. Listen, don't be afraid to work on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Look at me when I say you're not okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're not okay. And it's okay. Like, don't be afraid to say, like, there's a lot of people out here who thinks that when people say that you're not okay, like, people think like, oh, you're crazy or there's something really wrong with you. Nah, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes there's something that you have to accept. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I am with that, That's why I am with that. Tavious, what are your needs? What are your needs, my guy?
I say for me, it's a matter of I want somebody that I can grow with, right? For me, it's about not needing a break from my partner, right? When I was growing up, when I used to go to the bars, when I used to talk to like people, they would like go to the bar to escape, right? I got to get a drink before I go home and see my wife. I got to take time and sit out in the car and prep myself to go home, you know, to my family. And it's like, I just never wanted that. I wanted somebody that I could spend all my time with and not feel like I need to run away. And then all those things kind of run together. And when it comes to growth and not doing that, like I expect respect. I'm not going to disrespect you. I'm not going to call you out your name. I don't appreciate being cursed at and things like that. And so if I don't feel like that's happening, then I could be around more, able to watch the same things, right? Like, you know, be able to do things like watch anime, watch play. I want to be able to do those things. I want to always be able to looking forward to memories, and I can't look forward to create new memories if I'm scared to, you know, say something because I'm walking on eggshells, or if I'm too worried about the retaliation or what's going to happen. So I spend more time just trying to reflect on. I think that's what a lot of people miss. A lot of people try to like sacrifice portions of themselves to, you know, to meet the qualifications of somebody that they love, instead of just being who they are in totality, right? And then allowing the person who's that match with it to go in. I play video games. If you're one of those people who like, oh my God, is video games, I don't want to back her. She watched me play video games. She helps me make decisions, geeking and stuff, right? In the past, I used to think that I, you know, hey, you know, can't do that as often because that's what she don't. And I think once you start to look in yourself and understand, you feel like you need, you just find somebody that attaches to it. And that's somebody you could grow with. My entrepreneur, I love talking to her about my entrepreneurial journey, my goals, my big dreams and stuff like that. She's going to be the same person that's going to push me towards it and is always going to support me. There's the ups and downs of entrepreneurship, like hey, damn sure is.
All right. And Woods.
Man, I'm gonna need that head that Nick C was talking about earlier at the beginning of this. That's what I'm gonna start with. Access service is huge. I need a person to cover my gaps. I'm always thinking and looking for that next level. You know, I'm thinking on, you know, so many things. So if I can have a person come in and help me cover those gaps, man, it allows us to be a better unit just as a whole. I say, build me, don't milk me, but you can milk my soldiers. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not looking for a person to necessarily to leech off me. I'm not looking for a person that's just looking for me to be a producer for them. It's a lot of those styles of relationships out there. And I'm not saying that that's wrong, because you got fellas out there that love to be that level of producer. I know who I am, I know what I want, and I know how to cover the gaps. And that's what I'm hoping for all the singles that are watching this, all the individuals that are in a relationship as well. I did see a question pop up that I want to make sure that I touch, because about deal breakers, right? If a person is difficult expressing needs, wants, likes, and etc., is that a deal breaker? For some people, it is. For others, it's not. You got to decide, you know, is this person who you truly want? Are you just infatuated with them? Do they meet your needs for suitability and also compatibility? Because you may not know, but their attachment style, I would assume, is dismissive avoidant. So we didn't talk about attachment styles today, but another good thing to do is do the attachment style test so you can see where your partner or your potential partner is as well. Because if you are not prepared to deal with that, you could be writing the check that your ass can't cash. And that's where you don't want to be. So is it a deal breaker or not? I don't know. We would have to have a conversation there. But I'm happy to be here. I think that you should definitely hit me up if you have questions, if you're watching this. But man, I love the podcast. I love what we covered. And lastly, fold my damn clothes, please, and thank you.
It is a deal breaker for me, and let me tell you why. because you're not communicating for I am a Cancer, right? I'm a Cancer. Middle of July, I am the epitome of Cancer. Whatever you have read about Cancer women, that is me, right? So you have to express to me how you feel, because I am going to over exaggerate. I am going to assume, and I am going to, in my mind, create a whole lot of scenarios over why you're not talking to me. And it could be something as simple as you're going through something personal and you need to deal with it. And I'm in my mind, I'm like, well, why can't I help him deal with it? Why doesn't he want to talk to me? Why does it da, 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 da. So you need to say to me, Nick, it's not you, it's me. I need to take a moment and I need to go and then I need to regroup, and then and I understand that better than you just not talking to me. Because in my mind, oh, he fucking with somebody else. He doing this, he doing that. I have run over 20 different scenarios in my mind because you just haven't said anything to me. So yes, it is a deal breaker to me because I need you to talk. Because again, what's understood needs to be explained to me. It definitely needs to be explained because I don't understand shit. I don't know why you're not talking to me. I don't know. And it could have nothing to do with me. You could have had a bad day at work. Your baby mama could have been getting on your nerves, whatever. Because I am who I am, right? I am a natural fixer, and I want to fix everything. I want to fix your problems. And if I can't fix your problems, I just want to hold you until they go away. I want to do this and I want to do that. But I can't do that if you don't tell me. And you also have to tell me that, Nick, holding me ain't going to fix the shit. And I understand that better than you just not saying anything to me. And to answer the other question, you can take me to Applebee's and we can get a 2 for $20. And I would appreciate that because it's the quality of the person, not the quantity of what you spend. And I make biscuits from scratch, baby. So we ain't got to go to Red Lobster. I will make you some Cheddar Bay biscuits at home with your lobster dinner. Okay?
You ain't gonna never want to go home.
You ain't never going home, right? But that's a different topic for a different day, because if he ain't at tier 5, he only getting Cheez-Its and Capri Suns. No, that's another. Yeah, that's
you know what? I'm glad you said the tier, right? So Nicole,
right?
I want you to go ahead. I want you to tell them what's the tier, right? It's actually very hilarious. It's very hilarious. So I want you guys to strap on your seatbelts when she says this, right? You know, the women might say, yes, let's let them know. But fellas, tune your ears. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm very protective of my space, right? And who I allow into my space. So there are no slumber parties. You might not even know where I live, right? So tier 1, this is sex. This is sex because he didn't explain that to you. This is with sex. Tier 1, if I allow you to come over into my space, right? You got to leave. You can't spend the night. Tier 1, you get Cheez-Its and a Capri Sun, maybe a little 8-ounce bottle of water. That's your snack pack. Good night. You know, not spending the night. Tier 2 might be a little Lunchable, might be some cheese and crackers, might be, some, them sandwich crackers, a soda, good night. Tier 3, we might move on up, might be a half a sandwich, some things like that. But this is all in how you perform, right? This is your performance level, right? Tier 4, you almost at the level where you can spend the night, right? Because tier 4, you're gonna get maybe a plate of leftovers, whatever I cooked the night before. You can get that, But tier 5, I'm allowing you to snore in my bed, and I'm getting up in the morning, and I am fixing you breakfast. So yeah, that's the levels. There's levels to this shit. It is. There's levels to this shit. Mm-hmm.
So
At
this
first,
is based off the sexual performance.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
This is based off of his sexual performance that night.
Yes. His performance. Yeah. No
I
pressure.
gotta tell you the truth. If I hit it and got a Lunchable, I would die. A Lunchable?
I'm leaving.
I'm just
I haven't ate
saying.
a Lunchable in 30 years.
that's hilarious.
And I'm only
It's all in
35.
how you.
At that point in time, she calling you a kid, right? Here's your little lunchy bag.
You telling me don't come back? A Lunchable? Damn.
Because I was told that men don't they never give mediocre, right? They always come with their best. It doesn't matter.
Who told you that?
I'm a friend with
No,
benefit.
that jury is out because I met so many singles. Dating is so just variable, right? I've met so many singles, guys and women, that have expressed that you don't knock it off you don't knock it out the park the first time. For me, I gotta knock it out the park. I'm gonna try to break the frame. So if I don't come back, nobody can come back for a little while because your bed is lean. You know what I'm saying? And if you got them slips from IKEA, we might go through the floor.
Look, you try to have it like Jada from Martin. Her head through the headboard.
But here's the thing, right? If that's how you're treating your friends with benefits, then that's where you fuck up. Because if your friend with benefits is getting the same top-notch performance, you have ruined her life.
I just don't think, like, for me, it's not even about like doing your best. I don't believe you can do your best because you don't know enough about the woman on that first night. Any man who's going in thinking I'm gonna give her the absolute best performance is thinking about a self type thing versus this is a sexual act between two people. So I gotta learn her body. Some women will like it fast, some people like it slow. They want to do. Some women are way more into head and foreplay, and others get straight to the point. So I think it takes time. The sexual chemistry you have on the first date should be completely different than 6 months, a year from there, because you should be always trying to figure out, learn, ways to make the orgasms last longer, be better, multiple. And I don't think that just happens on the first time. You may knock it out the park, but I just don't think, and that's just where your chemistry is just that real. But I think for the most part, you just got to learn the woman and learn what she likes. And I think that just, that could be 3 of them, right? It could be 10. You just got to figure out your speed with that woman.
Well, then you just got to make it up to tier 5, I guess. But that's another topic, CJ. You're going to have to have me back on your show so we can.
We're definitely going to try to have you back so you can explain about that. We definitely have a topic to explain
that's
about
another
that.
That's another topic for another day.
I actually want to kind of quickly piggyback off of what Woods was saying, about the question that he asked about the communication, about expressing your needs, right? To be honest with you, I hate to be that guy, but I'm sorry. If you can't express your needs and you're a grown ass man or woman, I'm sorry. I gotta leave you where you at. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, like my woman gets on me all the time about it, right? She knows there's something wrong. And she asks me what is wrong, and I tell her it's nothing wrong. And if we on the phone, she said, all right, well, call me back when you figure out you want to tell me what's wrong. And I really, she like click. You know what I'm saying? So I be like, damn, like, nigga can't talk for a second, but no, you can't talk for a second. You know what I'm saying?
But CJ, here's the thing, right? Go back to all the comments we had in the beginning of the podcast with all of the women who were saying, I could not express myself in the relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have all of these women who in their past, they were not able to express themselves. So when they got with you and you were saying, well, what's wrong? They were not able, because guess what? I'm so used to not being able to, and I gotta hold it in. I gotta keep it to myself, that when you're asking me what's wrong, I don't know how to answer that question. Because nobody has ever asked me what was wrong. Nobody has ever even wanted to know what was wrong, because in all of my relationships, I felt like I had to keep it to myself. So now that I'm with you and you're asking me what's wrong, how do I answer that question?
I understand that. No, you're absolutely right. And I'm not saying like, this has to be an overnight thing, right? Like, if you don't tell me that first night, you know what I'm saying, then it's something that you have to understand, that maybe in a past relationship, she didn't have that voice because she wasn't allowed that voice, right? Like, there are people who do go through that, like you said, Nick. You know what I'm saying? And it's all about communication and working with that person. You know what I'm saying? You gotta work with that person. You know what I'm saying? So we was talking about this last week during the mental health episode. You know what I'm saying? About, how we go through things. We go through things in our past experiences. And when we find ourselves in a safe space, we don't know how to function in that safe space because
right.
we didn't have that safe space in our past experiences. And I am even in that boat. You know what I'm saying? Where I was that person who, in my past experiences, it caused me to not, speak up, completely shut down when there's something wrong, because I felt like, as a man, or just me, period, it's like, as a provider and a protector, I shouldn't have to vent. You know what I'm saying? But now I've learned that it's okay to vent. It's okay to feel vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? And, I just hope and pray that everybody who's having that struggle right now is just going to let you guys know that it is okay. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to feel vulnerable. And I hope you guys do find the help, that you seek.
For me, I think it's a deal breaker for me, because there's a difference between being bad at communication and not knowing when to communicate, right? Because you may be like, in the heat of the moment, you don't know what to say, you may shut down, you may buckle down, but I think it's up to me to provide a safe space even after the fact to say, how can we fix this? How can we get better? Because if problems arise and you can't communicate it, then there's no growth from that. And that may take time, but it always wants to. So I think you might work to create a safer space. It might take some time to understand and look so that you can communicate and you can grow from there. But if a person's not going to do it at all in any way, at it, and work with that.
Absolutely. Yeah, no problem, man. I appreciate that, man. Look, guys, I love y'all. You guys have been great. You guys have been awesome. I appreciate you guys for tuning in and listening to us be crazy and talk about some real shit. I also want to thank our guest that is here tonight, for coming in, taking the time out of our busy schedules to join me with my foolishness and my shenanigans, and coming out here and talking about love. It is Valentine's Day weekend, so I know you guys want to be hugged up, whether it's with your pillow, with your significant other, it's all right. It's gonna be okay. Or the wine, flats and wine, flats and wine, But we wanna let you guys know that we appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? This is what makes me do this every week, every weekend. Even when me and my lady started dating, she was like, "Damn, your podcast every week." I'm like, "Yeah, boo," you know what I'm saying? It is every week, you know what I'm saying? So now she knows now. She's like, "All right, so Saturday, you know what I'm saying, on Friday, you got this going on, So, what y'all talk about, this is what you gotta do. This is what you gotta do. And this is what I think." And she actually helps me, what I'm saying, with trying to make this shit better every week. You know what I'm saying? So, but I do want to say I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Before I let y'all go, I'm gonna give you guys a chance to finally again introduce yourselves for those who came late. Nick C, where can they find you at?
You can find me everywhere. I am on Facebook. I am Confections by Cole on Facebook. I am on Instagram. I'm Confections by Cole Camp. I'm Confections by Cole Camp on Facebook. I am Confections by Cole on Instagram. I am on Clubhouse every day. You can catch me in the Vibe Lounge every day on Clubhouse. You can catch me in the Red Cup Chronicles on Clubhouse. Again, the Red Cup Chronicles will be coming back very soon, probably April, maybe May. But we are coming back, and we are gonna have great topics, great guests, we got great hosts. CJ is one of my hosts, Trends also. So you can find me there also. I'm everywhere. So wherever you are, I am there. Just add me. Again, like I said, I'm on Twitter. I'm Nick C714. I'm sorry, I'm Miss Cole to you on Twitter. I am Nicole Camp on Clubhouse, so you can find me anywhere and everywhere. I always have great topics, great discussions. And if you need your treats, cakes, whatever, and you are in the Maryland, DC, Virginia, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware area, that's where I am. You can find Confections by Cole there also.
She ain't lying, y'all. I'm telling you. Last year she made one of the most delicious birthday cakes I've never had. It was a strawberry cheesecake. It was a strawberry cheesecake birthday cake. But let me tell you something. That shit was fucking delicious, yo. Like,
Thank you.
I wish I had the pictures I could show y'all. Like, I don't have time to get the picture right now, but it was very tasty. She makes edibles as well. And
I do.
On my birthday, she gave me this. It was a butter crunch cookie, right? And she told me, she said, "Don't eat the whole thing, CJ." I'm like, I had edibles before. You ain't gotta tell me this. You know what I'm saying? I fucked around, ate the whole thing. That kid you. I'm not kidding you. By the time I got to the house, man, my ass was out. Sleep, snoring, drooling, all that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so make sure you guys do hit her up. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you guys hit her up. You do weddings too, right?
I do candy buffets, dessert table, charcuterie, whatever. I do it all.
Yeah, for you fancy people, charcuterie, you know what I'm saying? You know, fancy people.
Charcuterie, whatever you want to call it. I do.
She talking about
I do it all.
Tavious, man. Where can they find you at, bro?
I'm only on Facebook. I don't really dabble in anything else. I'm on Facebook. That's where my business is. That's where I'm at. Mainly looking at videos and wasting time. So you can find me on Facebook at Tavious Washington. You'll see me in a shirt. Should be my black shirt that says "Young, Wealthy, and Genius," and that's it. I don't really have anything to plug.
All right, and Woods, man. Tell us where they can find you at. Tell them where they can buy your book. What is Dating 360, right?
Yeah, man. So let's see. You can find me first and foremost on Instagram. I post some hilarious reels. Couple of them taking off right now. So go ahead and check me out. I'm really excited about that opportunity just to be on that. Additionally, another thing that you're able to do is also check me out on Amazon. Or if you send me a message on Instagram, I'll actually give you my book, best-selling book. It comes with over 3 hours of videos in that book, and I'll actually give it to you for half off. So shoot me a message on Instagram. I'll actually mail you a signed copy. Also write you a little personalized message. But check me out, man. Instagram. You can find me on Clubhouse as well. Everything is dwoods.advisor, and really appreciate the opportunity to be here, man.
You guys know what it is. I hope you guys enjoy a very fabulous Valentine's Day weekend. I hope you guys are out here being safe, you know what I'm saying, being safe as possible. Make sure that you guys buy all the roses and strawberries, or you can wait till afterwards because it is cheaper after the holidays. You know what I'm saying? But you guys be easy, man. You guys have a good night, and see you when I see you. Peace out.
Bahala Panties, a magnetizing manly musk, hinted with a splash of lightly sweet floral scents that are native to North America. Perfectly engineered to turn heads and tickle her olfactory nerves. No poles are needed when fishing at the pub, but don't forget the bait. Bahala Panties. A 30-milliliter bottle gives you about 600 modded sprays of this new technology to convenience the alpha man in you. Bahala Panties. Get your bottle today. Bahala Panties.